Okay, so I'm working on my next album at the moment, and um, I started doing a lot of work on this thing many, many years ago, and got married and had kids and bought a house and trying to find a new job and all that kind of stuff. Uh, 10 years has gone by, probably 10 years, and I accidentally started formatting my external hard drive that had all my music stuff on it last summer, and we're able to recover probably 95% of everything from the hard drive. The problem is all of the files that were related to the projects got all renamed, and then now things aren't linking up like they should. So if I just go open up a project I'm working on right now, um, actually, let me pull up one here that I haven't worked on yet. And let me show you what happens. So let me go open this. Logic. Logic will tell me that these files are missing. Disciplinary temporary drums. It tells me it's 4 minutes and 14 seconds. I'm going to skip bass synth, guitar 01, guitar 03, lead guitar 03, etc. You can see there's a lot of stuff missing. It just, I can skip. I'll be sitting here doing this all day long because every audio file is missing. So I hit skip all so we can just see the project as it is. I can see that it has put some of the instruments in there. So not everything got removed. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff missing here. So you see here, all these audio files here that are blank, there's nothing there. It's just, you're not going to find it. So that's what's been going on. See all these guitar tracks, they're missing. There's a lead part that's there, but all of these things are just, they're blank. And if you see some of these are here, that's just MIDI data. So to get around that, what I did was I went to open up what I did is I went and made me a list of all the stuff that's missing. So let's say in that case, that's a song called Unlike Me. And I just went and made me a little spreadsheet, and I gave the file name that's missing and its duration. And I haven't done it on this one, but for example, I've already gone back, I've been recording some songs. So I did this, went over here, organized them by duration, and then I went and tried to find, because in this case, these are all AIF files. And I have some that are WAV files, but like these down here are WAV files. I'd say, well, let me go and find, where are all of my AIF files? Because first, everything was mixed up everywhere. So I went and said, let me find all the AIF files and put all the AIF files in one folder. So I did that. I found them mainly in two locations. So we had reconstructed, labeled. Well, what I've discovered is all of the reconstructed files, we go audio, okay, AIF, all these start with the word file. And then they're just, you see, they don't say guitar or anything. So there's no way to know what this stuff is unless you sit here and play every single file. That could take forever. And in this case, in this folder, there's 1,186 files. I don't have time to do that. And then the other one, the reconstructed labeled, let's go audio, AIF. These don't start with the word file, but they all start with a numerical value, which over time I figured out is a matter of seconds. So in this case, these are all less than a second because they're all labeled 0. You go down, and eventually you get into ones that say 0, 1, so it's 1 second. I'm not going to go through that. Again, in this case, there's 14,013 AIF files. Who has that time? So when I noticed this last summer, I said, I'll forget it. I ain't going to waste my time doing that. Then I thought, wait a minute. I can organize these in Finder on a Mac here different ways. I can see it in columns. I can see it that way. I can do this. And I can go up and say date modified, size, kind, all that. But I need to see duration. When I right click, I don't have that as an option. So I said, okay, what if I go into something like Apple Music and I create myself a playlist? I have one called AIF or AIFF, and then another one, AIF Noise. And the reason why I did that is because I found out that a lot of these on this one that's reconstructed, they have a lot of noise on them. I'll explain that in a minute. Anyways, so I made 2 folders. I dropped one into this folder, and I have everything there. I can go up here and I can say view, sort by time. And now that I've got that, I can match this up with my list over here, and I can just go say, okay, I'm looking for, let's say for example, I'm looking for Not Like Me Crash 10 pound 04.AIF. It's 4 seconds and 800ths. Let's pick a longer one. The reason I'm going to pick a longer one is because what happens is I find that all these AIF, there's sounds in there from instruments, like a piano. Just ding. So all of those files that Apple includes with Apple Loops and Logic, any of those sounds, they're all just thrown into that folder. So that's a problem. So what happens, you end up with thousands and thousands of just instrument sounds. I don't have time for that. I'm looking for tracks that I recorded. So let's just go find a long one here. I have one here called Audio 11. Well, here we go. Bass synth. 4 minutes and 13 seconds. So let's go over here. 4 minutes. This may be boring to a lot of people, but anybody who else is having this issue, this is how I narrowed down my search. Unless you're going to go back and re-record everything, which you can. In a lot of cases, it's more efficient on your time. But in this case, I have so much work into this already, I didn't want to do that. I thought, let me just go and see if I can find some of this stuff. So in this case, we have bass synth, 4 minutes, 13 seconds, and 873 hundredths. So that's going to round up to 414. So I'm looking for 414 over here. I don't even see one. There's not a 414. I got 413. So let's see what that is. Nope, that's a whole song. That's not a bass synth. Let's check the one behind it. That's not a bass synth. That's me clearing my throat, apparently. So let's go to the AIF with noise. And that's where I'm finding a lot of these. And what happens is you can't use them in a lot of cases because they've either been truncated. When they started formatting, it put a bunch of just artifacts in there, like just noise. And then it ended up cutting off the file. It's as if it said, hey, I'm going to insert some noise here, and everything that was music or sound, I'm just going to push that outside of the file length itself, and it'll just disappear. And so it's just gone. So you have a bunch of the first part, and everything else is gone. So those files will have to be re-recorded, unless you can salvage pieces of it and reuse those throughout the song. But so let's go back here. 413. We're in 417, 413, 4. It's being rounded up to 14, so I don't see a 413, but I do see a 414 right here. And there is, how many of these we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 files versus 15,000 I was going to have to listen to. So then you just have to sit here and go through them one by one. We'll listen for a bass synth sound. And I don't want to wait for 4 minutes, so I'm going to hit it. That is a bass synth type sound, but it's not the one from this song. That's from, well, it doesn't matter. It's from a different song. Let's go to the next one. Okay, it's not that one. There's the noise I was talking about. I'm going to turn that down a little bit here so I don't kill myself on audio. right, so we know that whatever song that goes to, that song's been messed up. I do notice that these get grouped somehow. So these are all related to one song. There it is. That's the sound I'm looking for. Let's see what these other two are real quick. Okay, that goes to that song too. That is another track that's 414. So let's see if we have another one in here. 414. There's another one right there. So that's going to be, we have the bass synth sound right there is currently listed as file blah blah blah, some numbers. Then we have another one right after that. Then we have, let's see what this last file is. It's audio. It's going to be me singing. I can't stay in my house. All right. So you see the issue there. So here's what I do in this case. I know this is the bass sound. That's file 011781. So I got to go to, these are the trashed files. So I got to go over here to my reconstructed, hit audio, AIF, and then go find that file. File 011, okay, 778. 778, there it is. Just make sure. No, that's me singing. I forgot. We're looking for 781. 781 is this one. Okay. Now that I know where that file is, I'm going to go back over to my project. Unlike me, hit audio files, and I want to take that file and I want to move it over here. There it is. Go back to my list. That one's called bass synth _00. I hit copy for the file name. Come back over here, and I'm going to rename that one bass synth. Now, before I put it in the project, well, actually, I don't have to put it back in the project. When I open the project, it's already going to look in this folder and to go, oh, there it is. But I already know that when I pull that out of that folder, that sound is probably corrupted. So I'm going to open it over here in Adobe Audition, and look at that. You see the problem? That's all noise right there, and that's noise. So what I got to do in this case is I found out that if I cut this out, these pieces will marry up perfectly together. You got to be very careful. There, you can get a little clipping in there, and I don't know how to get rid of it. I know people know how to, but I haven't learned how to do that yet. But I do know this. I don't need this noise. So I'm going to get rid of it. And then I don't use Audition a lot, so I don't know the shortcuts on how to zoom into a selection. So let's just go ahead and get in here and get rid of this trash. We know we don't need it. Yeah. If anybody wants to comment, I hope somebody's seeing this and you know a better way of doing this, because I know there's a better one. If you know how I can do this the correct way, please tell me. So right now I don't know how to do it the right way. See, I've got some noise that it's going to pop. I can never seem to quite get rid of that. I mean, I can kind of go in there and I guess that's better, right? So let's back up and then now let's listen to that. I really wish I knew the shortcut here. Let's listen to that. And there may be a little pop in there. But it should be seamless to this point right here. Perfect. And now we just have one here at the end. We got to get rid of this one. You see that goes all the way to the end of the file there. So what happens is it's getting cut off here at the end. See that? So we're going to zoom into that. Let's just, it really doesn't matter where it cuts off because we know that the end is not usable. So I'm going to hit save. I'm going to close this file. That is file base_synth_00. So if I go open that file now, go back to Logic and open, it's unlike me. It's going to tell me, of course, all the other files are missing. I'm going to just hit skip all. One or multiple audio files changed in length. That's because it's been truncated. So let's go figure out where that is. It was base synth 00, right? Yeah, right there's the one where it should keep going across and it doesn't. But I can probably reuse pieces of this and rebuild that whole part. So let's back up and let's check it out. Let's just solo that by itself here. Okay. Some of these synths I don't have anymore, so I don't have the option to go back and recapture this. I do still have the MIDI data intact down here. So even if I can't get that exact sound, I can get something close to it. But if I can, I'd like to use what was originally there. So going back, looking at the MIDI data and then looking at the file, I can go back and I should be able to chop out pieces from the verse or pieces from the chorus or bridges and come back here towards the end and fix those parts that are missing. And now I can't do that on every track because some tracks are very unique. But that's the process I've been going through to rebuild these broken files, and I've got a bunch. Fortunately, I've been able to recover many of the project files, but some of the project files they're just gone. There's nothing I can do to get around them. The other thing we'll talk about is some of the files are destroyed. I still have a lot of them backed up on DVD, so I'll have to go back and find old discs and bring stuff back in, re-record it, not re-record it, but re-upload it and plug everything back in where it's supposed to go. It's been a little bit tedious, but I'm making progress. And right now we are, well, if I look at my album, I've got one track that's pretty much done. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm starting on the 5th track right now. And I got to redo the vocals, almost everything. Oh, for some reason, almost all the vocal tracks are destroyed. But anyway, that's the process I've been going through to rebuild these tracks. And like I said, this is a long video. But if you find this useful, then that's great. If you know any tips or tricks around that, then I'm all open for it. So thanks for watching. And I'll have some new material out pretty soon.